Okay, let's go and get into it now. So we've got a good bit planned for this morning. I found more than I was expecting to find. It looks like some of these are already actually going to go without us. Google's already kind of trying to leg up higher. MU is also legging higher. I still want to watch MU today. I think MU is going to be a great one to watch as long as it doesn't gap up to like 85, 86 this morning before open. If it could just hold in this range, I think we can definitely find the little pullback entry on that. I want to watch Baba off the flush today. So we've got a lot of names to watch. We've definitely got a lot of names to watch. I was going to watch Tesla today over 245, but I don't really care to watch Tesla, if I'm being honest. That thing's shown so much relative weakness over the last couple of weeks. I honestly kind of want nothing to do with it, so I'm not going to be looking at Tesla today. Let me change scans real quick and see if I can find any more of these bouncers. And now it's frozen. Come on. So what it looks like for today, I think we've pretty much got our list down. All of our gappers this morning, which we were looking for names that were going to bounce this morning in pre-market for moves today. Now I do want to keep an eye on the left scanner here out of the open as well, a 5-minute opening range breakout scanner that's in the left in the middle. You got the three scanners in the left, that's one right in the middle. I want to keep a close eye on that one today as well. I actually want to drag these over. I know I did it last week, but I actually want to reposition everything because it's hard for me to look all the way to the left whenever I'm trying to trade these things because obviously I'm trading on the screen to the right. So let me actually drag all this over real quick. Okay, much better. Only difference is now you're going to have my trading screen a little bit in the middle. Where's the other scanner at? I know I'm missing one. There it is. Okay. Alright, so now we got everything how we want it. This is much better, so I can actually see the scans while I'm trading. Perfect. Alright. Small cap wise, not really a whole lot that I like this morning. Again, I did like A and an X this morning. SMFL isn't a bad look over a 3, so you might be able to keep an eye on this over a 3. Over 3, it's got range to just psychological levels of 3-3 and 3-6. But that's about all you've got on SMFL. SMFL is like the leading gapper right now. A and an X I don't like anymore. That's the one that I played this morning in scalp alerts from 4 to 440. And definitely go back and look at that trade. That was a super easy trade on A and an X. And stuff like that, I don't mind posting. Like I said, I'm going to have less focus on small caps because it's just not as easy for you guys to follow along. But stuff like that where it's, it's a no-brainer. It's easy to follow along. It's not a big, quick scalp, right? I think entry probably gave people maybe, 2 minutes to enter, which I know isn't much time, but better than a lot of the small cap, crazy gappers where, it's gapping up 20% a minute. So stuff like that I'll definitely still post, and those are easy trades. Let's see. Yeah, I think we pretty much got our list ready to go for open. I'm just making sure nothing else hits this gap scan here. And we'll go over that list here in just 1 second. All right, so let me go ahead and get Baba on the list for today. I want to watch that one over. No, not Baba, BA. Baba minus the ba at the end. All right, so we've got BA to watch over 266.10, just over the high. We got about $4 of range, which isn't crazy on ba, but let's get a little something going on it. Let's watch it over 266.10 for the range to 270. It's an all right setup. I mean, I really need to base over that 266.10. I don't want to just take it up over 266.10. So I'll watch it today. It's not my favorite setup, but it's something that I do think I should at least watch because it is back up to yesterday's high of day, despite the big knife in the close yesterday. Daily chat disappeared. It should still be there for you. It might have just gotten minimized. Let's see. QCOM. I will take a look at QCOM. QCOM usually moves really slow though, but I'll take a look at it. I think the float's massive on it. Let me get this up. This is Boeing. I don't think I've missed any other setups. I'm pretty sure this is where we were was Boeing. Yeah. Okay. So we want BA. Same plan as yesterday. Okay. We've got Boeing up, so I want to watch Boeing. I want to watch PFE, Google, Baba, MU, and SCS from yesterday. I haven't looked at it yet this morning, but I want to look at all those. Let me look at QCOM. If you guys have any other setups you want me to look at, let me know. As long as it's not some little turd penny stock that, you know, doesn't have a whole lot of range to it, we might be able to get something out of it. QCOM, though. How do you like QCOM? How do you like QCOM? Let me look at the weekly here and see if you got any range. I don't like it to the upside. I don't think. You've got range to what, 147? I guess that's not too bad. You got 147 and 150. Yeah. That's not too bad. Not too bad. And then you've got this, what? You've got a 143 right here as well, which I guess you could play it over 143, which I'm assuming is what you were going to do. Yeah, I don't disagree watching it over 143 might be the move. Or it looks like it's more so like a 143.50. Yeah, over 143.50, you've got the look up to 147. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, I agree. It doesn't have crazy range, but I think it's enough for something like a QCOM. I mean, the float here is 1.11 bill. So the float here is fat, so it does move extremely slow. Typically, price action isn't the best. But if it breaks with some decent strength, then we'll watch it today. You've at least got some decent range. Decent range, considering how slow it moves. If we can get a decent enough entry, I do like it. And you'd have to have an entry. Let's see real quick. Entry would have to be pretty tight. Pretty tight. It'd have to be at least like a what 144.30 at most, which I think should be easy to accomplish, depending on how it trades over that breakout. Let me check the daily real quick again. Yeah, so daily range is right up to 147. 147 to 150. Okay. Yeah, nice catch, dude. Nice catch. Let me get this posted up as well. And if you guys have any other setups as well, let me know. I don't want to have too many. I don't want to have too many. We've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is going to be the 7th setup now. So the most I like to have is like 8 because that's the only number of charts I keep on my screen is 8, other than SPY, which is 9. But I don't like having it too crowded because then I go into open. I've got some setups I can't even keep an eye on. It's just not preferred. So we'll go through and see which ones still look good here going into the open and maybe narrow down the list if we can. Less is indeed more. QCOM, do we have any news on QCOM this morning? I don't think that we do. Just a bounce. Just a bounce. What do we have on this? Yeah, not a whole lot. Nothing material. Worth watching on the hourly breakout. Over 1 and 43.50. Range to 147 and 150. Nice look. All right, QCOM, Boeing, PFE, Google, Baba, and MU we have so far on the pre-market list. Sweet. All right, so we've got a pretty nice pre-market list. If you guys have any setups, again, let me know. Let me go ahead and get these up on the screen, though. Make sure you have all of them planned and ready to go as well. And how did SCS open this morning? I know that was on the nightly watch list, but how did it open? Okay, not a whole lot of volume yet today. Not enough to really make any decisions on that. So I'm still going to look at it today off of the 1350 just to see how it does open. So we'll take a look. PRZO is on the nightly list. Obviously, I don't like that anymore. Already found sellers over 2. Let's see. QCOM. Let me get all these charts pulled up here, and then we'll get all the plans typed up over there on the scanner. QCOM, BA. PFE. So we've got a lot of setups to at least wait for today, which is a good thing. Definitely a good thing. We've got more that can meet criteria. I wish that Google wasn't already gapping here. I was really wanting to play Google today. All right, then we've got Baba and MU. Am I missing a setup? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, yeah, I guess we only have 7. Okay. Get all the plans typed up here. Now, a lot of these are kind of already making their moves. Like Baba, for example, is already kind of curling up, and it did the same thing the other morning. It hit targets before we even got a chance to play it. A lot of these I don't like playing in pre-market because of the lack of liquidity. It's hard to really gauge price action, which reduces the edge in the trade, which for that reason, I don't like to play them in pre-market. I'd rather just wait until after they open and see what we get then. I've only got 1 trade in pre-market so far this morning. Let me get that typed up as well. Only on ANNX for 10%, and that's about it so far. So small caps, nothing else that I really see that I like so far, at least in pre-market, but we've got a lot of these plays to watch today. So MU, Baba, Google, Pfizer, Boeing, Qualcomm, and SCS. A lot of big names to watch today, but it's because obviously the market got so overextended to the downside yesterday afternoon that a lot of these are going to play for really good bounces. Really, really good bounces, the ones that are relatively strong. But we'll see which ones meet criteria today. It looks like it's going to be a good day, though. Yeah, 21. I don't know if I like the range there on Oracle. I know you've got that gap there, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like you said, it's kind of tight. EJH with the big gap down in pre. From 4 down to 1. One of your typical Chinas. Isn't this a China? Yeah, China. Go figure. These Chinas have been kind of ugly lately. They've been just doing these big old liquidity sell-offs, liquidation sell-offs, and then all of a sudden, they've been starting to squeeze short. So the same thing happened. I think it was, what was the stock the other day? It was like ZGYL. So this is actually a crazy story here because a lot of people went short on this, expecting a move like, you know, CHSN and MLGO, the ones that gap down like 90% or more. So they all went short on this, and needless to say, everybody got stuck in it. Let me see if I can scroll back and find it. Look at this. People went short on this at like 15 bucks the other day. And it resumed and liquidated most of them at like 300 to 500 bucks a share. So, I mean, you're in the homeless shelter after that. But that was crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. That's why you don't short small cap stocks. That's why I don't mess with China stocks either. I mean, stuff like that, it can happen. It's crazy. I mean, it literally gave them zero chance to cut their losses, right? Because it halted at like 20 something and resumed at like 300. So you get no chance to get out of your shorts. Crazy, crazy stuff. And I would say that I'd watch EJH today for that reason, but I don't really want to trade China today. I don't like how they trade. So we've got 7 things to watch right now this morning. If you guys have anything else before open, just let me know in the chat and I'll look at it for you. Or if you have any questions, let me know. We've got about 25 minutes to get ready for open. So if you have any questions, speak now or forever hold your peace. Your last ask is Apple. I'll take a look at Apple. Let's see. How are you watching this today? Were you watching it off of like a 194.50? Where are you looking at it? Like a break? I don't know what you're looking at off of here. I'm assuming off of like 194.50. For the curl back to 200, is that what you're looking at? Or are you looking at it over the wedge break of like 197.50? My only problem with Apple is a lot of these that we trade, they at least have a higher average daily range. Apple doesn't really have a lot of volatility. I mean, it does, but it doesn't at the same time. I mean, you might get a dollar move on Apple, right? You might get a dollar move on Apple if you're lucky. It just doesn't have that average daily range that we would really need from a shares standpoint. You know, like an MU has or a PFE has or, you know, something like that. So it's one of those that it might make a 1% move. And I mean total. So you might catch a 0.5%. So that's like whenever you plan for Amazon, whenever you plan for stuff like that, you've got to consider that because they don't have as much range due to the lack of volatility on those names. I mean, you figure Apple's float is 15.54 billion shares. When you look at something like a Boeing, 600 million shares. So it's a big difference. And even Boeing is a slow moving ticker. Qualcomm, 1.1 billion, and it is slow as crap. Stuff like Google. Google trades fine. I know it's got a larger float too. But Google usually trades a little bit more volatile than Apple does for whatever reason. MU obviously is a lot more volatile. Um, so just keep that in mind. Whenever you're trading shares on something like an Apple, there's not a whole lot of volatility. And if you want to filter that out of your FinViz, I don't know what you're using, but if you're on FinViz and you filter it to beta, go to beta and put it to like over 1.5, and you'll look for more volatile names. It shouldn't pick up Apple. If it does, just make it a little bit pickier. Put it at like beta 2, over 2. Looks like the same thing is happening here in EJH. I guarantee you a ton of people went short there under 360. Now they're just going to get destroyed. I actually want to watch this and see how it goes down because stuff like this is so interesting for me to watch. Like, I don't even want to play it. I just want to watch it. MU getting to move off of that entry that I wanted, but I still want to watch it off the flush. And again, most of these will be after the open. I'm just keeping an eye on this EJH just because I want to watch if it does do something similar to that ZG or ZGYL that we saw happen the other day. I mean, this thing gaps down to a $1.60 from 4. Now it's all the way back to 4 again. I mean, that's a crazy, crazy move. Man, I'm just curious what happens here. But again, we've got about 20 minutes for you guys to ask questions. So if there's anything that you're unsure of, anything that you don't understand, make sure you speak up. Make sure to get some help before open, because after open, we're going to be staring at the charts and really zoned in. This MU is starting to set up well. I don't know that I would end up risking 83.30 on MU, though. I feel like I'd more so risk like 83.50, 83.60, a little bit tighter. We'll see whenever the time comes. Obviously, right now I'm not taking it regardless. I don't want to take it before open. Unless I can find a bit more volume, which is not trading too poorly right now. It's getting about 18,000 shares, 20, 30,000 shares a candle, which isn't bad. It's on the border of being tradable. You're looking at 83.80. Yeah, I might give a little bit more room than that, but I do see what you're looking at, yeah. You just want to give it a little bit more breathing room. I see what you're using though, that PM high. Definitely a good watch today though. I just don't know where I want to watch it from yet. Definitely feel like a low of 83.50 is going to be our absolute max risk on this. Right under VWAP. Now, if we open a VWAP as like 84, then I might use like an 83.70 or 83.60. I just don't want to keep it too tight. Kind of like yesterday on CVS. You know, CVS could have been a huge win. Not a huge win, but a good small little win yesterday. But kept it a little bit too tight. You know, I gave it, 10 cents of breathing room initially and raised that stop a little bit too tight. And then on the second entry that we had, cut it over break even, making the trade overall break even, right? So just need to give things a little bit more breathing room. My only concern today is that we do open up and, this little bounce this morning on SPY is short-lived. You know, if it's a short-lived bounce, then a lot of these might not end up playing out today. That's my biggest concern. We don't know, to the extent of whatever move that was yesterday, if it's going to continue today, if it's going to let us bounce today. I mean, who knows? I mean, that move was violent into the close yesterday. And I couldn't find news. I'm assuming it's off of that Taiwanese and China type news that I saw earlier in the morning yesterday, but it was a late reaction, so I don't know. I don't know, but we'll have to see after open. That's why I want to sit back, because if SPY opens and it just knifes, then it's like at least we have an idea of what to expect today. But right now we don't know, right? So that's why I wanted to give things more time. Like MU, for example, I'd love to play it here, but I just don't know what the market wants to do at the open. I'd much rather just sit back and wait and see what it is going to do at the open. Just play it safe, right? I'd rather play it safe. We don't want to come in and try and anticipate a bounce in the market, and then this bounce be the bounce in pre-market, right? And then we just keep on selling off. So I want to be a little bit more cautious today, just because of that move into close yesterday. So we got good setups. We just need to make sure the overall market is going to hold up. I think MU is my favorite setup though for today. Definitely. I really need to pull back to like the 84.20s on MU if I want to risk 83.50, just to keep it at 3-1. That's what I prefer at least. So I guess a similar game plan to what like we had on, I forget what the ticker was last week, but I want to see MU flush. I think it was when we were actually looking at Coinbase similar. I want to see it flush it open. I just want to try and grab up as soon as it starts to find buyers after the flush and then ride it back up through the high. I think that's going to be the best way to watch it personally. I, well, I guess so. Yeah, that'll be the way that I watch it. Then we've got everything else. Boeing is probably my second favorite setup. We've got Boeing. QCOM is really good as well if it does break higher today. It's going to be a pickier, slower day just because of that move into the close yesterday. So that's one thing to note, but just got to stay picky and wait for these to come to us. So Vibe, in the chart you just posted is the biotech short leveraged ETF. I'm personally, I don't want to pick a side in the market right now, so just keep in mind that's not an individual company. That is a leveraged inverse ETF. And we don't know if we're going to see downside in the market again today. Plus, that move yesterday I feel like is a bit overdone, which is why I'm expecting a bounce today. But we kind of already bounced in pre-market. That's why I'm kind of sitting back now, just waiting. Uh, Prab, I don't believe the market changes tomorrow. I don't believe time changes. No, the schedule. No, it shouldn't change. It's never closed early on the 22nd before. On Monday, the market's closed, though. Yeah. Monday, the market is closed. Maybe it changed. Maybe it does close early tomorrow, but I've never seen it close early on the 22nd before Christmas. No, yeah, it is correct. The market is going to be open as normal tomorrow. It is the Friday before Christmas, though, so I'd expect it to be a little bit slower like it has been this week, but I wouldn't expect it to be too crazy. We've got 9 minutes until the open. MU looking really, really strong up into the open as well. All right, you guys on TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. I'm going to go and shut y'all off so I can get ready for the morning. We've got 8 minutes until the open, so I hope you guys have a great day today. I'll be on live later tonight to go over how I did today, but I'll see you guys later.